Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel Dami Dimension. My name is Dami. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make a bodysuit, which we are going to be drafting the pattern from scratch. If you like this video, please remember to hit the like button. So right here I have a fresh pattern paper and I have drawn a horizontal line and a vertical line on the paper, and I'm just going to be using my marker pen to bring it out so it's clearer for you guys to see, so we can get started. All right, so this horizontal line is going to be our shoulder line and this vertical line is going to be our center front line. All right, so this is going to be a basic pattern for the bodysuit. So I'm just going to be using basic measurements. So I'm using a neck width of 3 inches and I'm using a neck depth of 3 inches as well. All right, so then go ahead and connect that to form a neckline. So you can see we've already done the neckline. All right, so next thing is to put a shoulder measurement, and I'm going to be using half of my shoulder measurement. Half of my shoulder is 7. I mark that, and from that point I'll come down by 1 inch. All right, so from this new point here, I will connect to my neck line, and that's going to be forming the shoulder slope. So the next thing is to put our armhole depth. So you need to measure around your armhole and divide that by 2. Half of my armhole circumference is 8.5. It's usually 9 inches for average woman. Okay, so from that point I'm going to draw an horizontal line. All right, so then I'm going to draw a straight line from my armhole to touch up with that new line that I just drawn. Make sure the line is at 90-degree angle. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to input other horizontal measurements, and the first horizontal measurement I'm going to be putting is from my shoulder to my bust line. So that's from my shoulder to the fullest part of my bust. And then from that shoulder to my waist is 15. My shoulder to my bust is 9.5. And my shoulder to my waist is 15. Okay? To the tiniest part of the waist. So then from that tiny part of my waist, I'm going to be taking my crotch depth. So my crotch depth is 10.5. All right, so then I will square up this line into horizontal lines where I'm going to be inputting my horizontal measurement eventually. All right, so I'm just going to write the names of this line so you guys know what is what. This one is the shoulder line, and that is my waistline. This is the crotch line. The one I put B is of course my bust line. So for my waistline, I'm going to take 5 inches. All right, and this 5 inches, I'll also take it on this side so I can get a straight horizontal line. And this 5 inches is going to be the measurement that's going to help me craft that curvy part of the bodysuit. You can use 6 inches, you can use 4 inches, you can use... This totally depends on you. It depends on how you want that curvy opening to be. You will see what I mean eventually, so just keep on watching. All right, so after squaring up that line, the next thing I will do is to come to my crotch line, and I'm going to be taking 1 inch downward. And this is just like a little bit of extension that we need. So I square up that line with a short horizontal line. And the next thing is to start putting in my measurement. So on that little short line, I'm going to be putting 1.5 inch. And that's just going to be the part where we put the press button or whatever kind of button you want to use. Okay, so the next thing to do is to come to this line. You remember the line we dropped down by 5 inches. So I'm going to be putting my hip measurement on that line. All right, so just measure around your hip, whatever you have, divide it by 4. All right, so my own hip measurement divided by 4 is 9.5, but because I'm using a stretchy fabric for this, I'm going to be taking away 1 inch from that. So then I'm moving to my waistline. My waist measurement divided by 4, I will take away 1 inch from what I get, and then I will mark it. So similarly, I will also go to my bust line. My bust measurement divided by 4, all right, gives me 8.75. I will take away 1 inch from that, and I will mark it. So then I have this 4 points, including this one. So I'm going to connect them together. First, I'm going to connect my side seams together. All right. In order to connect this one to my crotch, you can just go ahead and freehand it in order to get it in a perfect way. In order to follow a particular standard, let's say it that way. So I'm taking 4 inches from this corner, and I'm just going to use that point as a guide to enable me get a perfect curve. All right, so first I'm using my free hand to just sketch up the line, and once I was satisfied with what I have, then I'm going to go ahead and use my marker pen to bring it out. So next is to draw the curve of our armhole. If you have a tool like this, you can just place it and simply draw it out. But if you don't, just find the midpoint of this line here and here. Okay, you mark the midpoint, and from that midpoint you come in by 0.75. Okay, so from this new point, first I'm drawing a straight line here, and then from here it's going to be a curve, just like that. I forgot to let you know in the beginning that you should have your pattern paper folded into 2 so that you can draft the front and back together at the same time, because that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm going to be drafting my back on this same paper, and it's just going to be a little bit of changes. Okay, I will raise up the neckline of the back. I will maintain the same side seam, of course. Then I will correct the armhole for the back, and I will also make some little extension to the crotch area as well. All right, so let's do this. So first thing, I'm going to my neckline, and I'm taking 1 inch depth for the neckline, and I'm going to connect that to the neck width of the front, because of course the front and back has to have the same neck width, just the depth could be different. All right, so once I was done connecting, I am then going to draw the arm curve of the back. The arm curve of the back is usually shallower, so I'm using this point, and this point, just like that, without coming in. And as you can see, I'm using a pink marker right here, so you guys can tell the difference between the front pattern and the back pattern. I hope that helps. All right, so the last adjustment I'm doing is on the crotch, and I'm going to be extending the crotch. So I recommend you extend the crotch of the back and not of the front, because that way it's easier for you to put it on, like just snap the button when you're kind of putting your hand in between your legs to close up the button of the bodysuit. If you extend the crotch of the front while drafting your pattern, then you have to put your hand all the way to the back, and that's, trust me, it's not comfortable. So it's better to extend the crotch of the back, so that way the meeting point comes to the front. So from this line, I'm coming down by 4 inches, and I'm just going to square up that line a little bit like so. And the same measurement we put on here for the front, which was 1.5, I'll also transfer it on here for the back as well. All right, so next is to draw the curve for the back, and again you can just freehand it, but just to make sure everything is nice, I will come in from this curve. I will come in by 5.5. I will take 5.5. Not come in, it's actually like come out. So I take 5.5. It's just like 1.5 inch away from the initial curve that we had for the front. So this is what I have. You can just sketch it out and see if it looks good to you. If it doesn't look good, then of course you can adjust it. You can take 5 instead of 5.5, or you can use 6 instead of 5.5. Whatever works, right? All right, so I just sketched it with my pencil again, like I did for the front, and I realized that the 5.5 I used is a bit too deep for me, and I just went back and used 6, and I sketched it again, and this time I was satisfied with it. Then I'm just going to go ahead and use my marker to bring it out. You can see I'm enjoying this pattern drafting, guys. I hope you are too. Please smash the like button, encourage me. So yeah, the back is basically done. This right here is the crotch for the front, and this is the crotch for the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this pattern, but before I do that, I will add 1/2 inch seam allowance for the back first. I'm going to be cutting the back pattern first, so I'll add 1/2 inch seam allowance all around the pattern for the back. So as you can see, I am done adding the 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I use a fainter pen to do that, so you can tell the difference. This is just a way to make the thing faster for you, rather than drafting the front separately, then coming back with another pattern paper and drafting the back. You know, that's like stress, waste of time. So this is kind of a tip for you guys to know how you can work a bit more efficiently. Oh yeah, so all right, so this plain one is going to be my back. I'm just going to write all the annotation, write the back. You can put whatever thing you want to put, so you know what this is in future, you know. Okay, and back to the front, I am going to be adding 1/2 inch seam allowance all around the front pattern as well before I cut it out. All right, so then I just simply cut it out. So these are my 2 patterns done. You can pair it with any kind of sleeve you want. If you like this video, guys, remember to smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I hope I see you in my next one. Bye.